Even though I know some of you guys won't give a shit, I am going to do my makeup routine for you this morning. Because for some reason, some people still ask me how I do it. So as you can tell, I still look like shit. I woke up, I took a shower, washed my face, and my hair still looks like this. So this is where I start with nothing on my face. First thing I always start off with is doing my eyebrows. If you know me, you know my eyebrows are pretty bold. And I use this Anastasia Beverly Hills like brow definer in chocolate. It has like a twist up one side and then it has a brow brush on the other side. And the first thing I will do is I do brush and then I will start defining the brow in like kind of motion like this. I already defined the bottom of it, so now I'm just going to define like this part where it's like more thinner and just do that. And then I actually comb down this part and I will start defining on the top as well. And then just like comb it back. And then once that's all filled out, I just start to brush to make it look a little bit more natural, to start blending this kind of color in. Done filling in my eyebrows, I usually like line them with some sort of concealer. So this is my NARS Radiant Cream Concealer in Caramel, or I use like my Becca concealer. And so I'm going to use my NARS concealer, so I'll just put like a little bit on my hand right there. And then I take like a brush, like a really small brush, and I just start like defining like on the top first. And so at this point, honestly, except line the rest of my brow, I'm just pretty much going to blend and like really trying to shape it to look like my ideal eyebrow shape. Okay, now that they're both done, I pretty much just set it with some sort of brow gel. This is like L'Oreal's like darker brow definer or something. Okay, now that my eyebrows are done, it's time for my foundation. And now I always prime. So my two main base primers is the Benefit Professional or the Tarte Clean Slate. So I'll use one of those two for my base, and then I always will put a second primer on. So this is the Becca Ever Poreless Professional or something like that. And I put with this. For me, I actually don't put all of it over my face, but I do concentrate on the areas where I have massive pores. And for some reason, I have massive pores like right above my lip area. So yeah. For the second half, I'm going to use this. It's called the Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector by Becca. It's awesome stuff. It's like cement on your face. So this is why I actually use it with something else, because it's quite drying. And I don't really have oily skin, but it's designed for oily skin. But I like it because it makes your pores look non-existent. Now, as for my foundation, I have two things that are like my holy grail. Actually, it's three things, my holy grail for my foundation routine. One is the Beauty Blender, which you can tell gets quite a bit of use because I use the crap out of this thing, and I just started using it like 2 weeks ago. So, and FYI, you guys, this thing is like super hard to clean. It just stains sometimes, but yeah, this thing is amazing. And then, if you couldn't already tell, my favorite brand uses Becca. So like my favorite, I usually use full coverage foundation is this Becca Ultimate Coverage. I'm sorry, it's Becca Full Coverage Complexion Cream, and my color is in Tobacco. This is my MAC Hydrating Mist stuff I got a long time ago, and I just use it to wet my beauty blender before I put on my foundation. So I'm going to wet my beauty blender. I have 2 pumps of my foundation on here. This is because the beauty blender kind of absorbed a lot of it. So yeah. As you can tell, my face is becoming white, and that's from the Becca primer, because it does dry out your skin a little bit, but don't worry, you can just put your foundation on it and it doesn't even matter. So I've put some foundation on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to start pumping it in. Okay, now that the foundation is all done, I'm going to start concealing. I love the Becca Ultimate Coverage Cream Concealer in Macadamia. As you can tell, this concealer is quite lighter than my actual skin tone, and this concealer is actually designed for really dark circles, because as you could tell before, I have heavy dark circles. And I pretty much just do the same thing I do with my foundation, only I use the tip of this thing to put the concealer on, and I just do this. So as you can tell, like I'm way lighter, and as you can probably tell, I like to contour and highlight my makeup as well. So I have highlighted my chin, my nose, and under my eyes. Also, like when I contour, I like to bring a line of concealer to my lips because you'll see in a little bit how much it really affects when you actually contour and highlight. And then here's when I start doing the contouring. This is actually the NYX Wonder Stick for like contouring, and it has like a highlighting end, and then also has a contouring end as well. And so for me, I have like a kind of a routine where I put the wet stuff down first and then I put the dry stuff on top of it, meaning like I'll put like cream down and then I'll put powder on top of it. And so when I contour, I usually contour on my nose. Okay, I'll contour on my face. Then I contour my chin. And I just do a line like that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend in this stuff just a little bit because as you know, or I said earlier, I'm going to actually blend some powder, so I'm just trying to blend it beforehand. As you can tell, it's blended but kind of not blended, so I'm about to actually just set my stuff with powder for right now. So right now I have this NYX contouring powder, and as you can tell I use this a lot, but this palette has like the dark one, which I use for my contouring, and then it has a highlighter, and then it has a bronzer at the bottom, so I'll be using all of these. So I just put the darkest one on this brush. This brush actually came from the freaking craft store. It was like $6, and then I mixed a little bit of the bronzer in as well. And so I'm just going to pretty much follow where the cream was and like brush it out to get a nice airbrush kind of finish looking thing. So as you can tell, I finished it at least, and so like that's the contour. And that's for the actual face. I'm going to use this fluffy brush to do the same contour and powder for my face. So there we go. I just kind of have to blend it out a lot. And now for my highlighter, I mix a lot of things as you can tell. So I mix the Ben Nye Banana Powder, and then I also use Bare Minerals Concealer in Well Rested. You'll see I'm going to do that. And so here's the concoction. And I actually use a second beauty blender to do this and like put it in my skin. Alright, so I press like the concoction, I call it, in this second beauty blender, and I'm just going to start highlighting essentially and pressing it in my skin. So I'm actually done with the highlighting. I just started like pressing everything in my skin. That takes a little bit of time, so I was gonna like record all that. But yeah, this is what I have to do pretty much in order to like. You can tell here's that line again, where I bring it all the way to my mouth, and it just kind of like deepens the contour like a lot. So I do it. So here's something actually really fun I learned from a YouTube video. If you want your foundation to set all day, so you take your mineral water or setting spray. Like cover your whole face with this, so, and then you let this mess dry, and then pretty much all you do after that is just like blend in your makeup again. So just make sure like you're not super bright. So I pretty much just put on my eyeliner and my mascara, and the eyeliner I am wearing is Precision by Urban Decay. It's really small, I need to buy a new one, and then this actually is a sample of their, this is the Benefit Their Real mascara that it so happens to be in sample size. I usually use this one in conjunction with this one. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, or use it. So this is the hype I've been on for the last couple of weeks. It is the Sephora like Perfection Mist Airbrush Blush. It's like face spray. Just like spray it on my face relatively far because I don't want it to be like super intense. A couple times. Okay. And as you can tell, it gives like a nice like airbrush look. And yeah, that's it for my blush pretty much. It's pretty easy for that one. And last but not least, this whole spiel is my lipstick. If any of you guys really know me from face to face, you really know that I like live and die by certain lipsticks now. So this one, actually a lot of questions about, a lot of compliments about, this is the Buxom Lip Foundation in the color Revealed. It's the darkest color. And supposedly with this lipstick, it's like literally a foundation, so it's supposed to drown out any discolorations in your actual lips, and I guess you could use it as a, but I actually use it as like an actual lipstick. I don't put anything usually with it, unless it's like a liner. And actually, this part is actually last but not least. This is my actual like highlight I do. So this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfect. It's in the color Opal. It's like one of the most popular colors. It's an awesome like sheen, right? And I always use like just a cheapy like fan brush to like put it on my actual face. And here we go. I'll just like put it like on my cheekbones, and then the bridge of my nose, on my lips, like my not widow's peak, that peak whatever thing, and then just yeah, and then that's it. So this was my really long, super annoying makeup routine. If you actually watched the whole thing, cool beans. If you didn't, I don't blame you.